Good morning. I don't know how much storage I have on here, so if I get cut off, I'm sorry. How are y'all doing? You made it through the holiday? Woohoo! Well, so yesterday, I left you a bunch of videos. I was feeling so good to just be at home and getting my blood pressure under control. Yay! And I had all that Temu unpacking to do. That was so fun. And just what I thought, those little slippers with the red edge, they're going back. The soles are so stiff. Everybody, evidently, according to a couple Temu haulers, are saying that everybody is bragging about them and highly recommending them. But to tell you the truth, even walking in them, the ribbon is so tight that there's just, when you have a mule with a lip, the lip needs to be firm and have sort of a soft padded edge right here to make it comfortable. Otherwise it's a slide, and it doesn't. It's real fabricy, and so there's no structure on it. And here, up here, you need a little bit of pull. Like, see, here's the strap that keeps it firm. Like that mule has that red ribbon, but it doesn't have that little bit of give right here with this soft cushion. So I tried it even with bare feet, thinking, oh, that'd be a nice little slide if that little ribbon didn't bother me in the back. So the ribbon on the top bothered me. The ribbon in the back, barefoot, didn't. But that's because I got the shoe big, very large, to allow socks. Well, it's too bad because they're a good idea, and I mean, they are on sale. I have been trying to figure out how to get just a few extra feet in my closet / office. Hi, baby. Oh, can you see Frank? Hi, baby. Oh, there's my baby. Okay, but I need to do a couple things. I need to get something positive in my head. I need to start reading this from the beginning. Honestly, I used to read, what is that, voraciously when I was young. But it wasn't for the pleasure of reading. A couple times I read what you would call beach books or brain candy. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was time consuming, and I didn't know why my friends would try to force me to read something relaxing. It wasn't relaxing. It was irritating. People are dumb. And I had a dumb life at the time. Why would I want to read about it? Same reason why I didn't like Roseanne or All in the Family. It was like, my God, my life is bad enough. Why would I want to hear all that? Holy cow. And I am going to change the angle of my camera holder, my phone holder, because this is too high. It's too high. Hello. So I'm recognizing when I bought this book, and I've been able to thin out my books. I mean, I only have very few books anymore. And on one hand, I'm so glad I was able to thin them out because of the size of the home. But I'm also realizing that I don't like to read anymore. And I never realized it. It's not that I love reading. I loved learning. I love learning. And I know quite a bit about Marcus Aurelius. And so I'm just going to kind read through this if I can stand it. And then I'll probably give it away. Because, I was spot reading it, thinking I could just get spot reading. But I'm not sure if I can. Book 7. Oh, here we go. I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of history here. And I don't feel like I want to. I don't think it's going to make sense to read a tiny bit. Because it's too deep to just read one quote. Now, when I was heavy, this was a book that was suggested to me. It kept a friend of mine who was an alcoholic, addicted to gambling and food. So I can tell you that this was a very helpful book. I'm so glad he suggested it to me. Dennis. Dennis had a special bond with several people, including one of my best friends at the time. But I can tell you that the bond I had with him, there wasn't one part of it that was romantic, which is rare, because usually there's some kind of attraction on one side or the other. If there was, I didn't know it. And he was one of my last, I only have, I don't think I have any like male friends on the side anymore, on the side of my marriage. I can't think of one. I have I have a friend back in Galesburg who I think I could count on a couple male friends back home, but I don't keep in touch with them. It would have to be one of those emergency out of the blue. It would have to be a situation. But I just don't think my serenity handles complications like it did when I was younger. When I was younger, I'd have all kinds of friends on the side. Not that I'd mess around with them, but I would defend being friends with them because, let's get honest, they were bridges. Frankie, what are you doing? How come you're such a good boy? I'd like to know how you can be such a good boy and be such a killer. How is that? He hasn't killed anything that I know of for a while. I have kept an eye on him. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of, once again, I don't know if you can even find this book on the market. But I like this kind of book because, see if my memory serves me right, you can just read one paragraph, one page. You can pick out a couple. You can actually pick out a story if you want to. You don't have to read the whole thing. Well, maybe. You know what? I'm just not. Some of these are kind of long. I haven't read this book in a long time. I usually, oh, here's some shorter ones. Okay. Oh, I see. The book is separated. Okay, I see. Okay, introduction to book 2. Book 2 is where you're going to find the shorter readings. Okay. See, I haven't read in so long. Thanks for going on this little journey with me. There are lots of good stories in the first. So I imagine this may have been Weight Watchers, or not Weight Watchers. The Frankie, don't be messing around, boy. This may have been a Overeaters Anonymous book, is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna use my Flower Power CD. Here's a little ditty. You are alive. You have a new day. You have another chance. You need your love. Give it. You need your love. You need your love. But I can tell you it's hard to love yourself sometimes. Matter of fact, some people have a hard time wrapping their mind around that statement. Period. Honey, jump. Come on. Jump. Go on. I'm not gonna do it. I have so much I want to do today. Yesterday I got a lot done reorganizing that workspace. I was very happy about that. And I want to do some more. Also, it's return stuff to Temu day. I got to get that stuff out of my office because there's a little pile. There's a bigger pile of books. Okay, so here's what I was going to say about when people say you need to learn to love yourself. And I know I've talked about this before, but it's the holidays. And sometimes people have a hard time with the holidays. And I have a hard time with some things. I have a difficult time with loudness, noise. I have a very difficult time with movement and stranger danger kind of thing. It's like, who are these people in my house kind of thing? It starts really getting to me. I have a hard time with but it's better. Buyer's remorse. Excuse me. I have a difficult time, a challenge with a change in routine. It's a challenge to drive long distances anymore. I used to not have a trouble with it at all. So it's kind of weird, kind of strange. So I know my challenges. Do you know your challenges? Write out your challenges and decide what are some little things you can do to help calm those things down. Like for me, the chaos, the lighting, the noise, the strangers, the movements, I just don't go. And I'm good with that. But if you suffer and get lonely because you don't go, one of the things I always keep in my bag when I travel are earplugs. My hearing is so sensitive. I can hear through these particular earplugs just fine. And if I can't, I can cut them in half long ways or just a snip off of them long ways. Or I can use napkins that really don't hold much, but they keep the sharpest stuff out. I'm going to try. These are the makeups that I got yesterday. Oh. And here's another little. See, I like to keep a little bag of gifts for emergencies. Problem is, there's usually gifts that I like. So Temu has these keychains you can get. You can get them with a picture on both sides, but I got it with one side. Isn't that cute? That's with the newest grandbaby. Yeah. I think. Oh no, that's with Lainey. So, because they're moving away. So I'm going to give that to him for Christmas. Yeah, I have a little box of gifts that I always had for, like, if someone invites me over to their house, I'm going to take a little gift. Some little oddity, you know. But I have been surrounded by givers lately, and they don't receive well. Weird. I love getting gifts. I think it's so sweet and thoughtful. Well, if they're a gift that I would like, right? So maybe that's just it. Some people just... Okay, so I'm going to try... You know, I was looking for that El Maquillage. That foundation, their dupe was amazing. But it was, I got all the colors just too dark because I was trying to have darker skin for on camera. It was dumb. And instead of returning it, oh God, because I was still new at it, I didn't realize you could return it at those prices. So I gave them all to a friend of mine. So I'm going to try this. This is supposed to be good. It says forever on it. Okay, that's a pretty good squirt. I'm going to put it on one side. Wow. This is the lightest one. Holy cow. I'm going to put it on one half. Of course. Wow, the coverage on this is so beautiful. As far as full coverage. But it is getting in my pores. I guess full coverage is going to do that because it's so thick. It's got to kind of warm up. Okay, so I'm going to go back to talking about valuing yourself instead of being in love with yourself. People say, oh, you have to love yourself, date yourself, whatever. That's never really worked well with me, and it doesn't usually work well with a lot of people. Neither does that whole positive mental attitude thing. It works very slowly if that's the way you do it. Okay. I'm trying some new makeup. Yeah, I'm on the phone. Do you need anything? Okay, thank you. Being respectful of my space. That's so nice. And didn't give me a dirty look or anything. That's nice. Very nice. Okay. I really like the smell of it. Yeah, it's a... If you use a sponge, I imagine you can put this on thick enough that you don't have to worry about it being in pores. I think that's the point of this makeup. It is. I don't know why it didn't seem to get in the pores on that maquillage, but this is nice. It's nice and thick. But I'm also going to try this one. I don't know. I might have to see how it goes throughout the rest of the day. But this was another one that was really popular, which I already have, which I don't mind at all. I don't have a problem with that makeup at all. I'm pretty sure this is the same shade. Okay, so here's the thing. You can, this is 02. Oh, this is 01. Let's see. Let's see why I picked 02. I know that I like this one because it's moisturizing and my skin has been really dry. So that's why I do believe I ordered this one. That's what I do believe. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep these foundations. Pretty darn sure. Yeah, I'm just, the maquillage dupe was just so incredible that when it sold out, man, it sold out. It must, the recipe must have been way too close, because I'm just not sure how. Okay, so here's the difference between 1 and 2. So this would normally go in certain areas, and then I would do the outline on this maybe. I think that's what I was thinking of when I got this. Okay. Well, let's see. So remember when I was talking to you about, it was a while ago, I was talking about how I had this cup that had a chip in it, but I valued that cup. I didn't have to be in love with that cup, but I could show it respect because I wanted it to last. And if we can think of our life like that, our life, and show it with some respect. Some people act like they don't respect the fact they have a life, right? Mistreating the equipment, basically. Like if you have a really nice car, are you really gonna treat it like crap? Put crap gas in it? Don't change the oil? That means like food, sleep, or are you, putting crappy gasoline in it, crappy alcohol and cigarettes? Go ahead, have some drink. Oh my God, my dog is barking. I'll be right back. I have to go get his remote. Wow. I'm looking. What I did with it.
Probably in your jacket you were wearing.
Oh, I think my sweater's out in the man cave. Yeah, I'll go out and get it in a minute. Okay. So much to do. Well, I can tell you this. This is going to be something I'm going to have to look at later to see how I like it over time, because I didn't like how it showed my pores in the beginning. And this just glides on. I'm not seeing anything in the pores. Man, the color match is pretty decent too on both of them. What color is this? This is 2. I like it so much. And this one is Cool Bone. I picked this one because it had a little pink tinge to it in the pictures, and I thought, ooh, I'm gonna try that. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was thinking, is just how hard do we have to abuse ourselves? You know, like me and my blood pressure issues. It's like, you know what? Next time, I'll just go get a hotel room. I don't need to. Sometimes I still act like I'm broke. Just because the insurance wasn't going to pay for it didn't mean I didn't deserve it or I couldn't have done it for myself. Okay, I don't know what this is. I thought it was lipstick, but it's a tiny box. Matte and Poreless Radiant Foundation Natural. And it's color 1. Okay. Oh, they kept showing this over and over and over. Look Ave. They kept showing it over and over and over again. People say, oh yeah, it's good, but it's such a tiny bottle. Great for travel. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how it does. Because it would be great for travel. It's certainly not as heavy as this. Not that I travel a lot. See what kind of coverage it has. Put it in my trouble spots as far as wrinkles go. Okay, so listen. Christmas is coming up. And this is when I worry about people. Not because I'm afraid you're going to commit suicide. You better not. Come on. We talk about valuing ourselves much more than that. But when you have a cup and you like what it does for you, it may be an ugly cup. Like I always use my Christmas cups. I've had these 4 years. I like the handles on them. Are they beautiful? No. But I like them because it reminds me to have a good attitude no matter what time of year it is. So I use them all year round. You see me. Big deal. Well, I don't know. I guess you have to rely on the other TikTokers for that makeup reviews, because if it doesn't just go on nice and leave my pores alone, I don't have a lot to say about it, I guess. So I'm going to keep it. I'm sure it didn't cost much. It was Temu. Oh, and here's a powder. I needed a powder for my purse. One with a pretty case. Long-lasting pressed powder. But I don't think this is it. I think I backed out of spending money on a pretty compact, and I should have kept it. Darn it. This isn't heavy enough to have a pretty compact in it. This is just the powder because it had a lot of reviews. I thought, well, I could use another powder. Oh, this is the Pink Blossom. That's why I got it. I wanted to try it because it's a little pink. Why can't I get this open? Yeah, well, okay, come on. All right. We'll have to use a tool. There we go. Oh my. Looks like it broke. That's too bad. Oh, that's too bad. How in the world could it break up that bad? Aw. Well, I don't know what to do. Oh, oops, sorry. You can't see, can you? Oh, yeah, it is just crumbled. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to... I don't know anything about makeup. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. Then I'm going to send it back and get a different one. What do you think? Can you tell it's a little pink? Can you tell? Well, darn. Well, there went one of my experiments. Well, not a lot went back on this big shipment that I had. Not a lot. Sally Mae, if you will. Sally Mae, come on, give me some color. And then I have I bought a couple more of these yesterday. My lips are so dry. I don't think it's because of that, but I like the color. I do. I'm just using what's left over on my eyeshadow brush because sometimes I forget to wipe them off. Sometimes I even forget to spray them with lavender water. Because that's just the kind of gal I am. All right, so listen. Let's just try to treat yourself as good as your favorite cup. Or one of your cups that is useful to you, whether it's one of your favorites or not. Try to pretend that you care enough to value how you're treating something. One of the hardest things I ever did, and it did not help me at all, when they said, look in the mirror and tell yourself you love you. And say it over and over again, or at least once a day, until you start to believe it. And I'm telling you what, it ripped my guts out because it went against my belief system. I knew I was unworthy. I knew I was unlovable. I knew I was full of shame. Positive mental attitudes, positive thoughts don't work for a lot of us unless you can come up with something that's believable. I had a therapist. She was very noteworthy. She's done very well for herself. But that was some of her work that she wanted me to do when I saw her as a client. And I'm telling you what, it was just like, wow, I can't believe this is the only therapy. I mean, she was not flexible in her treatment at all. It was her way or the highway. And that just didn't work for me at all. It was poison to me. So, know. It's okay if you're not madly in love with yourself. It's not okay that you're abusive to yourself. That's my concern. And it being the holidays, I want everyone I care about, and that's you, to remember who you are. I was watching Leonardo da Vinci. It was a 3-part on PBS, on TV. That guy wasn't always happy, but he knew how to value life. He knew how to be fascinated by it. And when we get down, sometimes we forget how to be fascinated. It's very interesting. So instead of sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, go to the mall, watch people walk around, make up stories about them. And I can tell you this, a lot of times it'll make you grateful that you're single, or that you're alone, or that you don't have your crappy parents around you anymore. Because we get caught up in these fantasies thinking we had it worse than anybody. We had it terrible. Well, the truth is we're a human being raised by humans. And if we're going to judge someone else, man, do we want to be judged that harshly? Oh, no. I know that was part of how I started forgiving people, is looking at my own chaos. That's a true story. I'm going to put this makeup in storage because I have these other makeups I want to use before they go bad. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I can't believe I still have some of this left. Well, see, I've been nursing it. This is what I do. I'm going to save it for good. I'm going to save it for good. But really what I do is I like having these in my purse because they're the prettiest lipsticks that I have. And a lot of my lipsticks are no name or obviously inexpensive. So this one is my show-off lipstick because it's Clinique. Okay, just a wee bit of mascara. And then I'm out of here. And I think this one looks nice for the purse. I actually took out my Clinique and put this one in because it was slender and it fit in the bottom of my little mini makeup bag. And this was too bulky in comparison to this. So it is no longer. I like the packaging. And when you're out in public, you want to look kind of sharp. You don't want to worry about, oh, everybody can see I'm using $5 lipstick when they're using 30, 40. Sometimes you want to fit in. But you don't have to have a $30 or $40 lipstick. You can find something like on Temu and buy it just for the packaging. Who cares? Right? People, when you're not valuing your life, there are certain things about it that you're taking way too seriously. Like, I would never put red and green together. I'd put green and blue, green and brown, red and gray, red and white, red, white, and blue. But I wouldn't put, because I'm not a Christmas person. I think it's gaudy. Most of the way people decorate for Christmas, I think it's very gaudy. No offense. I like the prettier colors, the softer lights. Oh man, a tree with all that tinsel and bold red and green bulbs and colored lights that are flashing. To me, it's just like, why would you do that to your home? Why would you bring that in your own house? And it's not offensive. And if I go to somebody's house, I go, oh, how fun. But you can bet I'm not doing that in my house. It's too obnoxious. It's exhausting. I've tried a few Christmas trees, depending on who I was dating. But I'm going to tell you, it was very awkward for me. Very awkward. So get this. Not only are some people desperately lonely at the holidays, but then they start forgetting. They forget who they are. They forget the things that they are good at. They forget the things that they do like. They forget the sights and smells in certain places out of the way that they might be able to participate in. Like there's a place where a lot of people are going to look at Christmas lights. It's got like 10 million Christmas lights and costs about $20 to drive through. Well, I don't need that. What I do like is the food. Now, I want to go somewhere and get some of that holiday food. Yeah. And usually there are a lot of symphonies playing around this time of year at some of the small theaters. Yeah. And churches. There are some churches who are having orchestras, bands. I mean, we have a church up the street that's having, I think, 10 functions between, let's see, Halloween, or a couple weeks before Halloween, and up until February. They have like 10 functions going on. So look around. Do something that's going to get your head out of your rear end. Because I care. I care that your head's not in your rear end. All right. That's all I got. For now. All right. Love you. Stay sober. Right? Take care of your body and don't let your brain go into trash town. All right. Mwah. Bye for now.